Rhythm. Monk on the beat. Monk on the beat.
What is up, YouTube? My Cowboys family here, bringing you guys the latest update on our very own Dallas Cowboys. And of course, as always, thank you so much for joining us here tonight, kicking off another week of talking about our Dallas Cowboys. And of course, as always, thank you for joining us. Take a second to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow us on all social media at MyCowboysFamily, and hop into our Discord. The link for that's in the description box down below.
Training camp continues, baby. On Oxnard, day 8 out of 12. We're almost at the end of the Oxnard training camp.
Yeah.
We got some information on the Dallas training camp where it continues at the start. And we'll talk about it in Frisco and all that good stuff, but we got to talk about what's going on in Dallas training camp today. And there's some, not really, I guess some new faces on the field. Some faces gone from the team. We'll discuss it all here. Maybe a new face getting added soon. Maybe a legend, a Hall of Famer in the future here, number 70 getting added. So we'll talk about it all right here on my Cowboys family. Hey, Micah Parsons, he's ready to knock out everyone in the NFL. You know he's ready. He's got the boxing gloves on and everything. So, baby, as we open this up, a new week,
someone else came with some knockout punches.
New leaders right here, and actually a new leader because he took over the entire board. All 4 points of it. It's all over the place. He's all over the place, guys. It's Jason Renfro. Much love to the man. Jason Renfro.
The sponsor of the week.
Yes.
The Cash App King.
Boom.
The Stream Boss.
Bang.
And the membership leader.
Yeah, well, not the leader. He's the membership winner.
Yeah.
Because
I'm not sure what the official title of it is.
He's the membership king for this week, guys. Remember, we're going weekly now. We had 3 months in a row. Mr. Skeptical Fan had domination on that. But now Jason Renfro broke the streak. Much love, the Skeptical Fan. He might be starting another one. We don't know. But we also know that this guy right here, Jason Renfro, he's taken over the My Cowboys Family sponsorship so far right now.
Right.
So appreciate him. By the way, he also had dropped on our earlier video from today $1.76 holler and $1 in the Cash App. So kicking off the week, he literally had, before this stream here, all 6 levels of the board in full control. We've never seen something like that. But officially, when we've been on stream, that has actually, he's not doing that now, guys. Dwayne Broussard dropped a $2 holler here. Go Cowboys here pre-stream. Much love to him. He is, he was behind Jason Renfro still by like 76 cents, right? We have a new leader across the boards, Cash App and in the overall board, coming for that sponsor of the week and that crown back again. His name, you know why he's here. SnugX.
Woo!
Baby. What did he say? He dropped a $50 holler to kick off this week. And he is currently in first place on both the overall board and the Cash App board as we start off this stream. So, wow. Again, we thought Jason Renfro was going to have all 6 connections here. He's rolling with all four of them with that 57 points in the stream boss and everything else. I mean, much love. Nobody's ever done 4, right?
Yeah.
We also got Ron the Don Smith,
Woo.
a gifted member here, and he did say something from that navy blue crew, one of the legends, one of the OGs, Ron the Don Smith. What did he have to say?
Make sure to give him some love in the chat, guys, because he said,
Hope
"What's
he's
up,
doing
MCF,
well.
MCW? Back for a bit. Found out today I beat cancer again for the 3rd time.
Damn.
I am so
Man, you are
happy. Ron the Don Smith.
You are a champion, bro.
He'll knock you out. Way to go, man. Congrats to you.
Yes, and truly, this is one of the guys. You don't know, he's one of the OGs here. We've been step with step on him on his situations here. So we're just happy that you got through it once again.
And I hope those battles are.
We need that. Yeah, we need to give that knockout. That you have to give the Big C that knockout punch, man. And that's we're always, we're always on your team, brother. And always, no matter what, gifted membership. He's here. Listen, what Ron the Don Smith is always doing, right? He's always repping that star for everything.
Always.
So much love to Ron. Appreciate him. And hey, keep us. We talk behind the scenes a little bit, so keep us informed and up to date on everything as well, Mr. Don. Appreciate you. Now, as I was saying here, again, appreciate everybody here. I mean, Skeptical Fan's been dominating the boards. Been this, gifting memberships. Jason did take that over, and as you can see, we're doing it weekly. So there's Jason Renfro, I think, won last week at 34 gifted memberships in a week. So we'll see what happens this week. Will he go for a repeat? Will he go for a repeat of the sponsor week? Will he go for a repeat on the Cash App? I don't know. Right now, SnugX has command of everything at this just very first day moment here. So appreciate everybody. SnugX, Jason Renfro, Skeptical Fan, everybody. And again, we talked about dropping love in the super chat, dropping love as, jumping into the membership, Navy, Blue, Silver, Star level. Of course, the over everything level as well. We talk about the star level. Always do the nightly shout-outs because those guys are some of the names you know. Jason Renfro, Skeptical Fan, Dwayne Broussard, Mary Alvarez, Lincoln Kane, and Andy Potched. Thank you, all 6 of you guys. Soon, guys, very soon. Got a special thing coming up here. So let me know. Go Cowboys on that side of things. And also, like I said, memberships, super chats, the gifting memberships, the thanks button. But there's also 4 other ways to help out the channel here, baby.
Of course, there's the Cash App money sign MyCowboysFamily, the Venmo at My-Cowboys-Family, the regular PayPal link, and last but not least, the Streamlabs, which lets your comments show up on screen just like a super chat.
Yeah. Now, let's open things up, baby, and talk about who's in the house tonight ready to talk about some Cowboy news, info, and updates, baby.
We have Caleb Pacheco, who, by the way, happy, at least on the East Coast, happy birthday. Yeah. You're 21 here, so at least from the future. But still, seriously.
Happy birthday.
Almost birthday there. Congratulations to you, man. Rolando Rodriguez, what's up? Much love. Even Real Shiz has to come here and talk real football, right?
We got a couple new emojis.
Much love.
So we got to add in there, to keep this. I think the Steelers emojis.
Hey, Jump Tube, that's real shit. Feels like rolling that way. So, can't help that he's a
Squealers fan. What are you going to do?
Exactly. Ron the Don Smith, of course.
Ron.
Cactus G in the place to be. Daniel Berry Sports, much love. Eric Wallace, what's up? We have, who else? Bruce got the Toxic Juice representing. Let me see. 808 Cowboy, what's up? Bird Killer. We have Dwayne Broussard, the top dog himself. By the way, that $2 pre-stream drop with the Go Cowboys.
Much
Shout
love.
out to him.
DB.
We got Madman in the house, what's up? Thomas Garrett, the Superior.
I know you shouted him out already. DB.
Cameron, what's
DB
up?
Sports Highlights. And
Yep.
there's a lot of DBs in the house.
So I think that's everyone at least here so far on my side. Besides you and me, of course. So hello to us. Hi. Make sure everybody hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. But with that said, let's go ahead. Yeah, let's jump right into it.
Let's kick off a new week. Brand new week here on My Cowboys Family. And a new week for our Dallas Cowboys. But let's start with NFL news. Now, this is interesting. I know if you guys are in our Discord, you guys should have seen this already. But Richard Sherman has reached an agreement to become part of Fox Sports 1, right? FS1's Undisputed show after Shannon Sharp left, right? Now that means, and these two have had it in for each other there. Richard Sherman is going to be debating Skip Bayless now. I guess it's the best thing they could have done with nobody wanting to be around him. But he'll be around there on the show about between 50 and 100 times a year. Primarily, of course, during football season where Skip and Richard Sherman will go at it. Now, again, just a quick little reminder. Remember, Richard Sherman was famous for being on one of these shows in the past. When he was playing football for the Seahawks, He went on ESPN at First Take back in 2013 and endlessly, nonstop trashed Skip Bayless. That was fun to see. One of the quotes, he said, quote, "In my 24 years of life, I've done more than you. I'm better at life than you." I love it. Now, that was real hate. I wonder how that's going to translate, when they're face-to-face getting paid.
You have to remember that, Shannon Sharp was dealing with, years and years of pent-up, rage against Bayless. So I'm assuming that Sherman, even if he can only hang for, one season, so to speak, that's
50 to 100 times, that's it.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I think he has enough trash talking in him to get that done.
I think that, look, imagine getting paid a shitload of money, probably as much as he gets paid to play football right now, and obviously a lot more because no one's paying him to play football. Yeah, I mean that sounds like fun to me. Pay me to yell at Skip.
Even I have to admit that's relatively tempting. So
yeah, it is a bit tempting. So
like you said, how far are they going to let him go?
They'll let him go as far as the ratings will take him. Now, crazy thing that happened. Talking about a team we're going to play now, literally the Jacksonville Jaguars. Their new facility, guys, they have a $120 million facility. You got to say, they're trying to copy our Cowboys. They got us on one spot for sure at their headquarters. They have urinals for the players that monitor the players' levels of hydration. If they pee into the little cup while they're peeing in the urinal, if it turns green, the little light, that means that you're good, you're hydrated. If it turns yellow, that means that you gotta hydrate yourself a little, drink a little more liquids and water. And then if you kind of get a red little light there on the urinal, then you better go see the the health department. And you're definitely you're gonna probably have to see one of the the trainers there, one of the one of the staff out there that work with. Make sure you're hydrated. It's the fitness area stuff and things. So
I have to admit that's
a new thing. That's science.
Definitely creepy as hell on one hand, and on the other hand, I can understand why that might be information you might want to know. That methodology still leaves something to be desired. That's creepy as hell.
As they said in Breaking Bad,
Pea Patrol, right?
As Jesse said, science, bitch. Science. I love it. Anyways, yes, the Pea Patrol. Who's that? 808 Cowboy in the house.
I wonder if you can rig it to make a little sound or something. So every time you do it or something, you get a little.
Trust
sound.
me, everybody, they don't need sounds. They got detections and they got it all at their headquarters. They got it at the main headquarters spot, the hub. They're watching everybody's piss right now over there.
I know, but how when you start your washing machine or whatever and it plays a little song that goes do 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 do. It's I don't know.
Listen, if it's easy, every team should get it. Why not? It helps with the safety and health of all the players. Now, other players out there, we know about Alvin Kamara and the Saints. He had 3-game suspension. Eno Benjamin, another running back for the Saints, torn Achilles, out for the year. Kareem Hunt, guys, it looks like who's been a name that's coming around, one of the big running back names is still out there. He's making a free agent visit to the Saints today, and see what they're going to do with him. Are they going to sign him or not? The Saints are not only working him out, though, they're also working out former Cowboy Anthony Barr, linebacker. So the Saints are going for Barr and Hunt. So they're going for Bunt. Now, look, just want to update you guys on other news out there, especially when it touches on a former Cowboy. Now, where's Eastside Harold? He's been hidden for a little bit, but the Houston, Texas standout, offensive tackle Titus Howard suffered a broken hand, had surgery to repair it today. According to D'Amico Ryan, he's out for, quote, a while. So it looks like, that offensive line, that's probably one of their best things they got there on offense, took a hit today for the Texans there. I think they say he's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. So he's going to definitely miss a couple of games. Now, we got one last NFL piece of news before we get to our Cowboys. I think we got, Teddy Bridgewater. He's been signed today, guys, by the Detroit Lions as a backup to, of course, Jared Goff. So after a visit with Detroit, a little while ago, today they signed their new backup quarterback, Teddy Bridgewater. Pretty good backup quarterback, I will say, especially when Goff's the starter. But either way, they locked him up. No, I didn't get the numbers on that. I don't really care. It's not a Cowboy unless it's relevant to a player we want, a player we looked at, or a player a position we want to sign. We don't need a backup quarterback right now. We got Cooper Rush, Will Grier. They're going to be fighting it out against Jacksonville on Saturday. Now, speaking of quarterbacks, the top 100 players today officially done. Thank goodness. Don't have to hear about this list anymore. We know we had one guy left, and they listed their top 10 today. Of course, Micah Parsons on this list in the top 10 players of 2023. Chris Jones was 10th on this list. Then, there's your guy, Micah Parsons, guys. 9th on the list here. Listen, when I look at this, from 2022's footage, he should have been ranked higher. I think he's going to be better in 2023 than you're seeing right now in this footage on your screen. So, again, we'll talk about Micah in a second, but let's go through the rest of the list. Josh Allen at 8, Tyreek Hill at 7, Joe Burrow at 6, Travis Kelce at 5, Nick Bosa at 4, Jalen Hurts at 3. What? Justin Jefferson at 2, and Patrick Mahomes, of course, number 1. And nobody can dispute that. But the one that catches my eyes,
I'm not mad about
Jalen Hurts.
That makes perfect sense.
Jalen Hurts makes no sense to me in the sense of like should he be number 1? Should he be a top 10 guy? I mean, he should be maybe, but I don't know if he should be third. Listen, is he even third best player on the Eagles team? That's a real question there I'm asking. Now,
like he might get it by default just because he's a quarterback.
Nah, there's other guys out there that are better than him. Look, what I'm trying to say here is take a look at the top 10 quarterbacks right now according to this list in the NFL. Voted on by the NFL players themselves, right? And Patrick Mahomes would be the number 1 quarterback. Number 2 is Jalen Hurts currently by the NFL player standpoint. NFL player viewpoints. Jalen Hurts is second. I don't know. I guess maybe too much weed right now smoking in the league, but the point is Jalen Hurts number 2. I can understand top 10 like as a, on the overall, but the second best quarterback, the third best player, that something seems off on there. But hey, maybe he's just had a really good year last year. He's hard to tackle. He's a very good running back that can throw the ball. I don't know. Look, that's when you look at the quarterback list. Patrick Mahomes number 1, Jalen Hurts number 2, Joe Burrow number 3, Josh Allen number 4, Justin Herbert number 5, Kirk Cousins number 6. Kirk Cousins beat out Aaron Rodgers, who's number 7, and then Dak Prescott was the 8th best quarterback by the players' viewpoints. Jared Goff is 9th, and Lamar Jackson all the way down in 10th. Interesting there. Again, a running quarterback and put there, way below Jalen Hurts. So, look, Dak Prescott probably where he's supposed to be at. Maybe I could put him up a spot higher, and jumping Kirk Cousins. Aaron Rodgers goes up, Dak goes up, Kirk
Cousins has been around a little bit longer, so,
I guess,
a little more proven,
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Also helped Justin Jefferson, achieve.
Yeah, he's second on the list, right?
I'm just saying, I understand.
So he beat out Aaron Rodgers.
That's the part I don't understand.
And Dak Prescott. Either way, the players, this is what their ratings are. This is what their thoughts are. Look, I don't really care. It's just a list. It doesn't really matter much. But listen, I just want to say one thing here about Dak Prescott. Just like, we've been, I don't want to say like we've been saying, but basically the same situations that are happening. Let me throw Dak up on here. The same situations that we've been talking about, all these rankings. Everybody, they hate Dak. They love Dak. But you see a lot of people that don't like Dak. There's no way he should be a top 10 quarterback. Basically, on every single analytical list, statistical list, peer evaluated list, scout evaluated list, Dak Prescott is a bona fide top 10 quarterback. That's a fact by every single stretch other than someone's biased opinion. I hate from an opponent on another team that don't like Dak, or a lot of our own fans don't like Dak. Either way, he's a top 10 quarterback. And top 10 quarterbacks, where they don't grow? They don't grow on trees. You just can't get a guy whenever you want. 90% of the time you get a quarterback and he's going to fail you. So Dak Prescott, far from failing us. Respect that at least we got lucky with Romo, lucky with Dak Prescott. Quarterback's good enough to take their teams to the Super Bowl. You got to work with them a little bit. But there's no way that Romo or Dak is worse than Trent Dilfer. Let's just be factual. So anyways, use him right. We can win more games, more playoff games, and maybe even a Super Bowl or 2. We'll see. But now you got Micah Parsons. Now, look, any quick comments on that? We can take it on Dak Prescott. I'm sure we'll have Dak Prescott comments.
Cactus G with the top comment here. Any list that has Micah 9th simply isn't worth the paper it's written on. And I have to...
I can't disagree with that, right?
Yeah, especially considering, like you said, some of the other players that ended up being ranked higher. So... Yeah, that was to me the standout comment here. Caleb Pacheco also saying, Jalen Hurts is only that high because of recency bias as well.
Yeah, because he went to the Super Bowl and he's done well in 3 years. Yeah, don't you think it would be a little more?
Look, on one hand,
is it only Jalen Hurts that got him there?
On one hand, I agree, but on the other hand, even we, have to agree that appearing in the Super Bowl is a pretty that's a pretty
and Jalen Hurts,
little tag.
And
Jalen
Hurts had a lot to do with that. I just don't think he's number 3 in the league. Had to do with that, and number 2 best quarterback behind Patrick Mahomes. I don't see that.
No, just kind of throwing that out there. So 808 Cowboys said best O-line, 2 top receivers, good running backs, top tight end. If that was Dak that had that team and did the same thing, they would say he's just a game manager.
Exactly. But, we could sit here and
cry
about it all day long.
See the argument made both ways.
Of course.
Right?
I agree 100%. That is great comments, flipping the script on them. That's the way you do it.
So I will say that it'll be interesting to see how they transition to a little bit more passing, which is something that they've hinted they're, wanting to do, even though Hurts obviously is very, very good at being a dual threat type
I'm just saying, that doesn't want to last too long. He might have 2-3 good years at this level, and then I don't know. After that. We'll see. But Dak, play him right, use him right. You're going to be able to win a lot of games, do well into playoffs, and make some runs. The way the Eagles use Jalen Hurts, maybe that's the best way of using Jalen Hurts. And just ride him until he can't play anymore, I guess. And he's going to get hurt one day. No pun intended there. Running the ball constantly. I'm saying? No one's hoping for this. I don't want him to ever get hurt, but you're risking a lot when you're constantly going to run him those hits pile up. Take a look at Zeke. And you'll see the beatings he took.
If he's going to run like that, it's a matter of when, not if.
Yeah. Cactus G said it's unsustainable, Jalen Hurts style.
Yeah. So Kevin Bilbo said Hurts is not better than Dak. That's bullshit.
Agreed. Yet he was ranked 2nd. Yeah. Dak is ranked 8th by the players. This is the players list.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, back to you, baby.
Oh, okay. There was a couple of good ones in there.
Okay. Rolando Rodriguez said, don't remember the QBs after Troy. Very bad. Romo and Dak were way better.
Yeah. I mean, there's not even a comparison. And these guys were undrafted in 4th round. End of the 4th round.
Yeah. And 808 Cowboys said, I'm not even a Dak lover, but the hate he gets is outrageous.
It's insane. That's what I'm trying to... Even if you doubt Dak, I understand. I understand the doubts you have. But this is just silly. Everybody
I wouldn't call myself a Dak lover, but I am a Dak fan.
Yeah, well, he's a star. He got a star in the helmet, and he's not been the reason, in my opinion, that we've lost. But, yeah, I'm sure we can find a couple quarterbacks better, but do I want to risk that? No, but do I want to risk getting a better play caller? Schoonmaker here for the offense? Yeah. And I've been saying that for 4 years, and then saying that 4 years earlier with the Garrett-Lenahan connection, and, of course, with Kellen Moore the last 4 years. So, look, Snug X in the house. You know why he's here, and you know why he's in the lead as well. First place on the overall board, coming for that sponsor of the week. First place on the Cash App board as well. I don't know if you had his comment, by the way.
Yeah, I'd already said
you had read it? Okay, I don't know if you had read it, but we know why Snug X is here. I don't know. He came in late, I think, so he might have missed it.
Yeah, but I had said it earlier. Yeah.
So anyways, back to Micah here for a second, baby. Just as we're seeing him here, ranked 9th by his peers, so be it, right? Can't help that. He comes at 9th this year's top 100, voted on by the players. Just a little insight for this season. The over-under for Micah Parsons' sack numbers this year, according to Bet Online AG, 13.5, 13 and a half sacks. Yeah. So that's literally where he has to get the Reggie White numbers. That's something that's never been done by anybody but Reggie White. 3 years in a row, 13 sacks or more.
I'll say those are impressive numbers there.
Micah's coming for that. He's coming. Look at him. Last year, he wasn't even trying that hard. Now, if you look at, again, speaking of last year, Micah Parsons at this point was ranked 16th best player. After a rookie season in the NFL, he was ranked 16th. Now he went up to 9th, right? Here's what they said in this year's, coming into 2023. This is what the interviews happened there on that top 100. Lane Johnson from the Eagles, quote, first of all, he's like a bobcat on the field. It's like trying to get your hands on a cat. He has that 4.3 speed coming out of college, and he knows how to dip. He's around 6'2", but he plays really low. Plays really low. Mike Aldana gets the congrats there. Congratulations for getting that gifted membership, but you know who gets the credit. It's the man staying skeptical. Skeptical fan in the house.
Hello and hi.
Much love. We got a
very gifted membership there. Much love, skeptical fan. Oh, congratulations to
101.
Sorry, thank you for summing it up, 101 Craigs.
101 Craigs in the house. Welcome to the family.
101 Craigs. That's a lot of Craigs.
That's a lot. That's a big family of Craigs. So much love, the skeptical fan. A gifted membership takes the lead, by the way, on the board there. Since that is a 0-0. That's another board to battle for. This week, a new week. Skeptical fan, first place. Just
brings
like that.
Jason Renfro, by the way, to an LVE.
Yeah, 55. So let me fix the board. Hit up a question or two, maybe, as I'm going through what Lane Johnson said about Micah Parsons.
So James Hurst said, if Micah wants to be up there with White and LT, he needs to dominate in clutch situations and postseason play.
And I agree, but I think that's where you see, like when you see Micah bulking up, that's where that drive comes from. I also think, he knows he has to last and stay consistent throughout the season. Also, and when you get against better teams and you get into the playoffs, they're going to scheme against you and take you out the game. So as you see some of these, you see the one against the Niners, you see Micah just literally throw McGlinchey across the field. That's a big man. Micah throws him with one arm. Micah is going to affect the game. He affected the game against the Niners. He affected the game against the Bucks. So Micah was very involved and was effective. But like in everything, Reggie White and Lawrence Taylor, they needed their whole team to help them to get farther, win more games. I mean, Reggie never won a Super Bowl, but at least not with the Eagles. And you see someone like LT. I mean, they only got a Super Bowl when the rest of the defense came together, right? He was a dominating player, but it's the whole defense. So right now, I think we're on that precipice of that. We're on the cusp of seeing that, Micah Parsons take over a game, and you have 4 or 5 other guys that you just can't look away from either. You got the cornerbacks and Stephon Gilmore, Trayvon Diggs. You got, other pass rushers like DeMarcus Lawrence. Don't sleep on him. You got Sam Williams coming up. I mean, I think he's going to be vital for this season. Interior, Mozzie, Hankins to stop the run. I'm just saying, like, the linebackers, Damone Clark, LV does his job properly in Dan Quinn's defense. They got Curse and Wilson and Malik Hooker, safeties that can play all over the field. Deron Bland at nickel corner. But we'll look at the depth chart. You're going to say, how can you play against this team? So when you got these guys around Micah and Micah Parsons leading the way, I mean, there's no excuses. Everyone says no excuses on offense. There's no excuses on defense.
Exactly. So, Cactus G said, if you recall Micah wrecked training camp last year, the difference between the two must be frightening. James here also said, Reggie was dominant in the Super Bowl against the Patriots, and LT was basically unstoppable.
Correct.
So I think Micah is definitely heading towards the LT side of things in the sense of he seems to be unstoppable. Put him anywhere, it's going to be very, very, very hard to stop
because
him.
He's a linebacker and he has to take that beating on that defensive line. That's where he's gotten better this year. That's where he's bulked up and he's kept his agility and quickness. They can triple fucking team him. That's fine. Someone else is better get a sack. You can't blame Micah when he's taken out of a game by getting double team and triple team constantly. Reggie White would do that, and then other guys would do stuff. LT would be able to double team, and then other guys Jim Burt and other guys would get in there. Exactly. And then what happens?
That's how these elite players have impacts on the game.
And then what happens? Then they got to account for the other guys on the line, and then that's when Reggie White and LT get double teamed less, and that's when they get their plays in the playoffs and the important places. That's what Micah's got to get to, but he needs the rest of the guys to come along with him. But yeah, Micah's doing everything he can to be, Reggie White LT levels.
Yeah, that's right. What's up, Asmodeus? Much love.
In the house.
Let me see. James Hur. I think we kind of touched on most of the comments with that. Ron the Don Smith, take it easy. Have a great night.
Always thinking about you, brother.
Always go Cowboys.
Yeah, good win. Another big win. 3rd in a row for Mr. Ron the Don. Hopefully at 3, it's a TKO. You know what I mean? So much love to Ron the Don Smith. And like Ron Smith, he's a baller. So is Micah Parsons. And Lane Johnson knows this from the Eagles. He said, again, 4.3 speed coming out of college, knows how to dip. He's around 6'2", but he plays really low. You combine that athleticism with the motor that he has, and it creates a lot of problems. And Lane Johnson has said this multiple times the last 2 seasons that he doesn't know his top 5 guys to go up against, that he cannot really have, he has failures in defense, is, of course, DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons. So, yeah, I mean, Lane Johnson, someone who plays the NFC East, teams like us twice a year, he knows. He's got his fair share of the DeMarcus Lawrence situation. And, of course, Micah Parsons wrecking it. Now, you also got Zach Martin who spoke. Yes, Zach Martin spoke on this top 100 list. Zach Martin said, quote, "Well, I go against Micah in practice every day." I guess not right now, but I go against him every day. So Micah Parsons is as gifted as a player as there is in the NFL. He can beat you any way he really wants to. I just don't think there's anyone like him in the NFL. And that's correct by Mr. Zach Martin. And that's correct by Mr. Skeptical Fan with the $2.64 holler.
Thank you so much, Skeptical Fan. Appreciate you.
Yes.
And you know what he had to say?
Tell me. Let me have it.
Raffling some Cowboy stuff in a few weeks here. on the MCF stream. And yes, guys, we got that percolating behind the scenes. Thank you so much, Skeptical Fan.
I mean, we're gonna post.
We're working out the finer details there. We got most of the stuff.
I definitely want to ask you a couple other questions about how you want to roll it out. You know, it's going to be some great stuff. We're going to use membership stuff here, too, to give you guys advantages.
Definitely take advantage of the membership, guys, because if you're in that navy blue, silver, or star...
Or the over everything.
Yeah, you're going to be...
You can get some extra perks. Excited. Extra perks, yes. So, listen, we got over 100... We got 100... Now 121 memberships here, guys. Mostly navy blue crew, of course, but that's what this is about. So, the gifting memberships, we truly... are humbled and honored to have guys like Jason Renfro, of course, Skeptical Fan, with gifting memberships, gifting stuff here to the channel for raffles. And, that's part of the MCF experience, part of the fun, part of repping that navy blue, silver to star over everything. Much love, Jason Renfro, dropping that $1 holla right there.
They go Cowboys.
Hell yeah. And 53 points. He's up a point now. Went up a point, restocking himself on that stream boss. Still in third place, Skeptical in second, Snug in first, Dwayne Broussard in fourth. We're just kicking off the week, guys. Just kicking it off. So, as I keep it going here, Zach Martin, I think that, hit it on the head. Again, he's not playing against them this training camp, but in these practices now. But again, Zach Martin said he don't think that anyone like Micah in the NFL. And that's why, just on that statement, he should be ranked higher. There's nobody like this guy in the NFL. There's other guys similar to Jalen Hurts. There's other guys similar to this guy and that guy on that top 10. Maybe not Mahomes. But you can look at Micah and maybe put him top 5, maybe top 3. I don't know. Just saying. I'm just saying, not delaying. So, anyways, any last thoughts on Micah before we move on? I mean, he did have some stuff today at practice, but we'll discuss that when we get to the practice.
Like I said, Micah is in a category all his own.
Agreed.
So, let's just be glad we're very, very, and be glad and lucky that we have him.
Yes.
And that we're not facing off against him instead.
Yes. I mean, what you're seeing here, he's single-handedly wrecking offenses. And there's Jacksonville. He's not playing, but let's hope, that whoever's in that game can do similar stuff that Micah was doing there in that game last year, which unfortunately we lost in overtime, gave it away because some dumb fucking play calling by Kellen Moore. Anyway, let's move on. A new Cowboy might be in town. There's going to be one guy we talk about here. He's gone. But there's a guy here that's new. Or at least, no, let me rephrase that. He's not new. He's coming to visit the Cowboys. You guys heard about this new cornerback that might be coming to town? High pick, first rounder, if I'm not mistaken. Damon Arnett. He also kind of missing a couple of brain cells, some dumb shit he's done in the past. So Damon Arnett, he's hoping for a second chance right now in the NFL, and it might just be ripping that star. The Cowboys, guys. Again, let me. And this is not somebody using the star now. This is actual concrete information.
Okay.
He has fully resolved, finally, a felony gun case in 2022. All right, remember the guys that get arrested? Cowboys are like 22nd of the most guys in this century that have been arrested since the year 2000.
Yeah, this we get total down.
No, it wouldn't. This guy was with the Raiders when he had this issue. That's their guy.
Good point.
And the Cowboys get a lot of. See, that's what I'm trying to say. It's just a trickery. If we do sign Arnett, this is what the Cowboys... They get a lot of guys that are throwaways that had issues but they weren't arrested with the Cowboys. It just happened to be on the Cowboys after their arrest. It's kind of messed with our minds, and everyone makes fun of the Cowboys.
That's a good point.
Thank you. So I'm not saying we're signing him, but he's coming to town, guys. He pleaded guilty to 2 misdemeanor charges of assault and drawing a deadly weapon. But he is hoping for a second chance in the NFL. Now, I was right. He is a former first-round pick of I guess it was the Oakland Raiders back then in 2020. But first round pick of the Raiders in 2020. And he said today he is flying to Dallas to meet with the Cowboy team, the Cowboy staff, the Cowboy front office. But he didn't say when that's going to happen. You know what did happen? A Go Cowboys from Jason Renfro.
Thank you so much, Jason. Appreciate you. Much love and go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys.
So,
yes.
Smuddies is saying that LT could not do the things that Micah Parsons can
do.
I
agree. Some people say he wasn't asked to cover, but that's because maybe he couldn't cover as well as, let's say, Micah, who started off as a kind of all-around linebacker. LT was more of like a 3-4 linebacker. That's an outside linebacker, basically a guy who blitzes, right? So a pass rusher. There's different kind of linebackers. Micah can do all linebacker spots and pass rush. That's where Micah is better and different than Reggie White, Derek Thomas, LT, and on and on and on and on. That's why Zach Martin's saying no one like him. That's why that's facts. Calvin Richard in the house once again. Kicking off a new week. Back on that board just like that. Tied for 4th place. What did the man Calvin Richard have to say, baby?
He said, what's the latest on Dak's contract talks?
Well, again, what we've heard here is the same thing you guys have heard. Not much right now. It's just kind of simmering right there. They're supposedly working on something. But, they got to worry about Zach Martin now. And that's fine. I mean, that's kind of the way the cookie crumbles. I just think the Cowboys are going to wait on Dak's contract probably after this season to get that kind of extended. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I can't
think?
really see the Cowboys trying to eagerly jump the line on the Dak situation.
Yeah, it just sounds like the Cowboys will probably just be happier with just kind of like getting these guys signed now. Worry about CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott and Micah Parsons sometime throughout this year. And I'll say, and Micah, of course, at the beginning of the next season, right away. That's when we can sign him. So we'll see. Much love, Calvin. Appreciate you. Back on the board here. Tied for 4th place with Dwayne Broussard, kicking off the new week. So, as we talk about the guys coming to Dallas right now, how do you guys feel about Damon Arnett? All right, he's 26 years old. He signed with the Chiefs days before his January 2022 arrest in Vegas, but then the Chiefs released him after he was accused of pulling a gun on a valet driver there during an argument and a dispute. It's all right, I'm going to go take care of it here. In sentencing him, guys, he got sentenced to $2,500 fine and 50 hours of community service. But again, the Clark County District Judge Ronald Israel warned Arnett that he cannot possess guns or be around anyone who has a gun. So, as far as the Cowboys are concerned, we're loaded at the secondary spot. Sure. I know the word is you can never have enough defensive backs. We got fucking 5. You'll see the depth chart. We got like 5 solid safeties. We have 4 solid cornerbacks. So Arnett would just add to this list. Again, he'd be kind of an outsider, have to make himself back into this league. And I don't know if he would still be suspended or not right now because I don't think he's been back in the NFL.
So have enough reasons to not be all that interested right now.
Yeah, so again, the Cowboys are training in California, and he's flying out to Oxnard. I mean, not to Oxnard, but he's flying out to Frisco, to Dallas, right, to Texas. So he's not saying what he's not saying. He said it's happening. He's flying out there soon, but again, it's not. He didn't say when it's going to actually happen as of yet. So we'll see what happens, guys. Again, the Cowboys do go back to Dallas after Thursday's practice to get ready for the Saturday game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. So could that be part of like everyone's kind of meeting there, to finalize this deal maybe or work him out? Who knows? But either way, the Cowboys look to be meeting him towards the end of the week. That's going to be my guess. He is 26 years old. He's, doesn't have a lot of mileage on him. He's done some dumb shit with guns. Hopefully he's learned his lesson. I don't see this as a bad deal for the Cowboys. Maybe somebody who could maybe come in there if Gilmore, in the future, something like that. First round kind of grade, first round kind of, abilities. Let's put it that he never really got a chance, but he fucked around too much. I don't mind the chance on this, but just I don't want to hear the family. I don't hear the Cowboy fan base screaming saying, "Oh, we got a new starter, we got a superstar." We don't. We got somebody who maybe will be practice squad right now. Right, so and again, he's probably going to be suspended for a bunch of games. You probably won't even see him that much this year. So again, maybe I know what you think. What does the family think?
Cool. So Damon Arnett is an American football cornerback who's a free agent and an American rapper, according to Wikipedia. Thomas Garrett said we're loaded in our secondary. I'll pass. So. I mean, personally, for me, I am not all that interested in a guy who is, let's just say, was up to shenanigans, and especially, like you guys are saying here, at a position that we're already pretty deep at, Like, if you told me this was a tight end, I would consider it. Heck, you told me this is an offensive lineman, at this point, I would just say, like, how soon can we sign the check? You know what I mean? So I do think everything is relative, but especially in this scenario, I think this is just the Cowboys doing a little bit of that same type of situation where they're like, oh, this is like a really high value guy, even though he has a few kind of bumps and bruises types of things. So I personally disagree. Too many bumps, too many bruises. I think Cowboys should pass, personally. Now, 808 Cowboys said, no, when I say bumps and bruises,
you meant like...
I meant that allegorically.
Legal.
You meant...
Legally.
Yes. So...
Got it.
But real quick, 808 Cowboys said, I'm all for it. I believe he thrives in Dan Quinn's defense. Skeptical fan said, veteran minimum.
Yep. I mean, that's what you're looking at. Nobody else is signing him.
So, but, first round talents get second chances. So anyway, Cowboys.
Hey.
James
why not?
So, no. I think after the game on Saturday, we go back to Frisco after that, right?
Yep, we go back. No.
Or do we come back to
Oxnard, baby. After that game, the Cowboys go back to Oxnard, and they get to practicing there for Monday and Tuesday of next week. Wednesday, they're off. Thursday, they go to Seattle, and Friday's the game in Seattle, I think. So that's the schedule there. After that, they go back to Oxnard, and we're going to announce the the actual schedule here in a minute, by the way, back in Dallas when they get back in there. So again, Arnett, there you go. There's the whole breakdown. It probably won't be happening very soon, but again, they're meeting with him. It sounds like the end of the week, over this week, in the Friday, Saturday, Sunday kind of days.
Let's see how it goes.
Let's see. I wouldn't put all these hopes into it, but why not? How is that going to hurt us? To me, add some more talent. You can't have enough cornerbacks. We got 4 good ones. There's a couple fighting for a spot there. Shit, we got a rookie we just got, Eric Scott. I mean, let him fight it out. Why not? I wish we do that at kicker. So, speaking of kicker, guys, oh yeah, you're seeing it here on the board here. The big X over that number 16, Tristan Vizcaino. As we assumed, always a placeholder type kicker for us, right? Practice squad last year, got him in the playoffs, and put him on the practice squad when we had the Brett Maher crap out there in the playoffs, missing extra points. So Vizcaino was there last year for a little bit, the last 2 games of the season, or last game of the season in the playoffs, and then kept them on the board here and let go of it. Maher went to Denver. So now Vizcaino is gone officially. We released him today, guys. The Cowboys have decided to move on from our only veteran kicker, Tristan Vizcaino. He struggled, obviously, in training camp. We all know the deal. He went, if you look at the first 8 padded practices, all right, and I know we had 8 days. I guess you could have 7 padded practices, but he went 22 of 35. That is horrid. It's putrid.
Very, very bad.
Vizcaino, very bad. And they weren't from 60 and 50 yards, that many of them were. They were like from 30 to 40 yards, 30 to 50 yard kicks. Again, when you look at Saturday's performance, he was 50%. He went 4 of 8. I guess all that stuff about the wind and the distance. I guess it didn't make a difference with Tristan Vizcaino, right? Because that was their excuse.
I wonder if now that they moved on from him, are the Cowboys still feeling the same way they felt a day or two ago when, they said that they're not looking at any outside help.
Well, I know that Jerry speaks a little later. He'll let you know what the plan is in a minute. But first, let's look at who's left on this team, and that is a kicker named Brandon Aubrey from the USFL. Which again, I would say, hey, this guy, can he do it? Whatever. He's really accurate in the USFL, but he only had like 30 kicks. So now we're seeing him with a lot more than 30, and we're looking at him in the NFL setting, and man, he's not doing well. At least he's doing better, a little bit better than Tristan Vizcaino. He's currently sitting at 74% with his kicks so far in training camp. By the way, if you're wondering what that percentage is, if you're wondering where that ranks him at 74%, he would have ranked 32nd in field goal percentage last year.
Ouch.
Meaning the worst kicker in the NFL.
Ouch.
That's what we got dealing with. We're dealing with the worst and even worse than the worst in Vizcaino. So he's gone now. Brandon Aubrey is the only kicker on the 90-man roster, but I believe it's going to change in the next week after this game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, Aubrey has this opportunity to seize hold of the competition, take over, and solidify himself, I guess you could say, in a preseason game in AT&T Stadium, friendly confines, no wind, against the Jaguars in preseason. That's what Jerry Jones is going to put all the money on here, and I think that's stupid. But that's what the Cowboys are seeming to go with as of this moment. Cowboys still have options, though, guys. And there's kickers like we've talked about, Robbie Gould, talked about Mason Crosby, Matt Prater. The Niners even right now have a kicking situation. They're going to have to release one of their 2 good kickers. The Chargers also have that issue. The Buccaneers have that issue. They have Ryan Suckup is out there as a free agent. And I could keep going. There's a lot of them out there. Randy Bullock, I think Eastside knows him. He's 118 out of 123 on extra points over the last 4 years. He's missed 5 extra points, 96%. He went 28 for 28 last year on extra points. So if you want a guy to just kick the fucking extra point, Randy Bullock is as good. He's as good as you're going to get as an extra point kicker. Now, as a field goal kicker, I know he ain't that good. But he's even better than Brandon Aubrey and obviously Tristan Vizcaino. Why do we want to lose games by a field goal? It's going to cost
Not
us.
me.
It's going to cost
Please.
us. It's going to cost us. Any quick thoughts on this, baby? On Tristan gone, now Brandon Aubrey's here.
I mean,
This
look.
kicking is your thing.
At least, baseline, Vizcaino leaving is a good thing, right?
But now there's no competition.
Not even that. I was just about to say it's unfortunate that him leaving doesn't really fix anything and really just creates more questions and answers.
Yeah, it just
So
makes us take longer now for us to find an actual kicker.
So let me see here. And by the way, real quick, happy birthday, Caleb. But Rolando Rodriguez said the clown show, sign a damn veteran kicker.
There you go. Those are the words I wanted to hear, Rolando. Clown show. How about throwing their clown motherfucking
Look,
show?
they're definitely clowning around. And again, what
It's
is
going to cost us games, playoffs,
I was just
or
about
a
to
Super
say,
Bowl game.
What's it going to take for the Cowboys to realize, hey, we have to take this shit seriously? Because, some of us here sitting down on our couches seem to be taking it a little more seriously than they do. But
Rolando's making a good point. The Chiefs won. How? In the end, it came down to the foot of their kicker.
Yep. So
How's it going to be with Brandon
as
Aubrey
much
doing
as
that?
we don't ever want to leave a game down to a kick like that, sometimes it happens. Sometimes that's how it
Skeptical
goes.
saying, why? Now, we're talking about why the Jacksonville Jaguars are even in the NFL, but that's the joke there. But, yes, we also have some other interesting anti-Jacksonville Jaguar logos. Check them out if you haven't seen them yet, guys. I mean, I'm going to put them, hopefully we can make them, we can skin them and make them a rug or something for us. But, we'll see. Well, that's Jacksonville. So, any other quick comments maybe before we roll?
Let me see here. Yeah, Jason Ranford said it. Kicker could cost us a chance at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, or continuing in the playoffs.
I know. Oh, but yeah, no, other than that, we can keep on rolling here, baby.
Snug X is giving us the Jerry Jones giving us a middle finger. I hear you, Snug.
Hey, when the clown show's clowning around, what can you do? So, although I do want to remind everybody to take a second to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You guys can follow us anywhere and everywhere at MyCowboysFamily and hop in the Discord, links down below.
Now, let's get to practice, guys, because now Mike McCarthy stepped onto the podium there, and it tilted. No, he stepped on the podium and he spoke with the reporters. This is going to be quick because there's not much. He went over stuff really quickly. Mike McCarthy, speaking River Ridge Complex in Oxnard, of course, talked about the release of Tristan Vizcaino. Mike McCarthy said, quote, "We're always open to possibly adding a veteran, but I'm excited about our young guy, Brandon Aubrey." When then he was asked about the possibility of adding a veteran kicker, he said, quote, "We're always open for business." He's sounding more and more like Stephen Jones every day.
Yeah.
Now, McCarthy also said that the Cowboys, are going to let Brandon Aubrey get all of the reps right now. There's no plan to add any veterans. You'll hear Jerry Jones shortly speak on that as well. We've already exhausted that. Now, what about this guy right here, Luke Schoonmaker? As I said, I thought that Saturday would be the day he'd get back. It was a setback. But then I had said before that, I'm like, Monday is probably the limit. It's probably the last. You'll see him out there on Monday. He was out there on Monday, guys. And Mike McCarthy said this before the practice. Tight end, second-round pick, tight end Luke Schoonmaker, officially was taken off the non-football injury list. And that means there's no return now from that point. Once you get off that list, you can't go back on. So, unless this is a non-football injury, it happens to you again. But he's off that list, officially on the roster. Vizcaino being gone, I guess, opens up that roster spot for us. But Schoonmaker off that list today. And what the plan from McCarthy was to work him back into practice slowly. Not going to throw him right in the middle there. He has been dealing with that plantar fasciitis and, again, stepped up his work the last week, battled through a minor setback, as we said on Saturday. McCarthy added, quote, "He's going to be out there, but he won't be full go," end quote. So, again, they're going to ease him in. And you'll see in the video here in a minute, the Cowboys, just him, he's running just basic stuff, basic drills, connecting with Dak, but not doing, the 11-on-11 stuff right now. So, number 86, yes, taking over the Dalton Schultz number. It is Schoonmaker. Looking, that's the best news we've heard about this guy since we drafted him. Can we all get on the same page there? The best news about Schoonmaker is that he's actually he's on the field for the first time.
Yep. Skeptical fans said, just redshirt him. Jefferson Cowboy said,
"Hell no, you can't throw away that year. You cannot throw away a year. You cannot redshirt him." Sorry.
Jefferson Cowboy said, "Ask Buffalo about a choker kicker in a big game. You can't a veteran, Jerry."
For sure.
Ismodius said, "I'm confident they'll solve the kicking situation. They're dragging their feet, though."
And they did. And here's the thing that scares me about it, Asmodeus. The Cowboy front office always drag their feet with kickers. I don't understand this ish. I don't understand it, and it's costing us. It's you guys know it. We say it every year. It costs us a game or two. It can make a difference of home field advantage for the playoffs. It can make a difference in the obvious playoffs. And, of course, who knows even... I don't want to talk about Super Bowl. So, yeah.
Kenzie Ben said, this is why I hate some Dallas fans. They always expect someone to do good all the time. They never give anyone a chance. We just had a good kicker, and now we don't. Shake my head.
Maher? Oh. Well, that's the thing here, Kenzie. The thing is, Maher been with us before. Horrible in the beginning of his career with us. Came back around to us again. And was surprisingly pretty damn good. I will give him that. But then... that the playoffs were just horrible. He reverted back to his old ways. So, look, would he be good again for an entire season? Possibly. I think he's going to look great in Denver because they have very thin air. It's mile high. So guess what? The ball travels farther. So I think he has a strong leg. There's no question. He's going to be great out there for them unless he starts to fall back into his inaccuracies. And usually that happens around 45 yards and closer. So, That's his issue. He's not consistent, although last year was by far his best year. I hate that we had Zerline. He had a bad year with us. We cut him. The Jets got him, and now he's doing great. He's doing great in New York. It must have been, maybe some Aaron Rodgers ayahuasca. I don't know. But either way, there you go. So that's the deal with Schoonmaker. What about other injuries for our team? According to McCarthy, Ronald Jones. Remember we talked about Ronald Jones yesterday getting injured? He had a groin issue. According to McCarthy, he has a groin strain. He's going to miss some time and will not practice today, of course. So Ronald Jones not being there, guess what that means? Again, Pollard, he missed practice today too. I'll explain that in a minute. So that means you got a lot of Malik Davis, a lot of Rico Dowdle, and a lot of Deuce Vaughn. Of course, also Tyler Lipke. So you got four guys getting a lot of snaps now, more than they would, with now Ronald Jones out of the mix and Pollard taking a rest day here. Mike McCarthy also talked about Jordan Lewis. We forgot about the J. Lou 2s over here, right? Jordan Lewis, right. According to McCarthy, is, quote, really crushing it in the rehab, end quote. So, again, he's on that, he's on the, what is that, the PUP? Well, he's on the PUP list, the PUP list, physically unable to perform list.
I wasn't sure if you're just talking about general sense or obviously
he's on the PUP list, so he cannot come in, right now, if he doesn't get put onto this roster before cut down day, I think it is, then he has to stay on this list here. What is it, for 4 weeks, 6 weeks? I think it is 6 weeks, I think. He misses, or 3 weeks or 6 weeks. I forgot what they moved it to, but he has to miss at least 3 or 6 weeks of the season if he starts off not being off of this PUP list. So, according to McCarthy, he's crushing it. And don't tell us if he's going to be, back soon or not. We did see him out there. You're working on the resistance cords. And remember, Jordan Lewis, major foot fracture. That's one of the worst that his doctors have seen in 35 years. So, might take longer than we think for Jordan Lewis. He's still out there as our fourth corner. Fantastic in the slot. But, right now, a lot of delays with him. And hoping the best. Crushing it, though, McCarthy said. Now, listen, McCarthy was also asked about DeMarion Overshown's 2 interceptions that he had on yesterday's practice. McCarthy said, quote, Overshown is moving up the charts on special teams. So on defense, he's still looking good. He's playing with the 2s right now. But on special teams, he's really doing great, which is big news for someone like him who has to make the team. He'll make the team no matter what, but to get on that game day roster, you got to play special teams, and Overshown is consistently doing well at that, according to McCarthy. So good news there on Overshown. Now, just so you all know, really quickly, as training camp is coming closer and closer to a close, let me get old Mike McCarthy off the screen. We don't need to see him anymore. He was done with his press conference, but I do want to talk about the schedule right now, guys. The training camp schedule. And we're coming on the last couple of days here. As you can see, tomorrow, August 8th, the 10th, the 14th, and the 15th. That's 4 practices left. All right? But then they go back. Of course, we talked about the schedule. When they go back, of course, to Dallas for the game against Jacksonville, come back, you can see here, for the 14th and 15th. Go to Seattle for that game after the 15th, and then come back home, back to the Star in Frisco on, starting the next week there. So what's the schedule looking like for open practices, for training camp, right? And the Cowboys today released it. They said that they're going to hold 3 training camp practices that are open to the public at the Star in Frisco. So get there if you want to see it, guys. when they return home from Oxnard, the dates are going to be August 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. It's a Tuesday, a Wednesday, and a Thursday. All right? That first Frisco practice, it's Tuesday, August 22nd. There's an opening ceremony at 5:15 p.m. Practice starts at 6 p.m. Again, guys, admission and parking are free, open to the public. Entry is available on a first come, first served basis. And again, these times could change. Don't hold me to it here, but the first practice officially starts at 6. 5:15 is the opening ceremony on Tuesday, August 22nd. Wednesday, August 23rd, the second Frisco practice, 6 p.m. as well. And Thursday, August 24th, the third Frisco practice. It's at 1:30 p.m. in the afternoon. Probably a quickie, too, there. So, again, go there if you can see it, guys. As we get ready for now, the games are starting up here, but this is still these regular season games here. But the preseason games, Jacksonville Jaguars, as we're preparing. Now, this week, guys, McCarthy said this practice is going to be all about preparing for the Jacksonville game. So, I think it was today? No, it was Wednesday. After the Thursday practice was going to start. But Jacksonville Jaguars head coach Doug Peterson said that the starters will play a series or two in this preseason game on Saturday at the Dallas Cowboys. So
interesting, because
we know that the Cowboys are taking
a very different approach.
You're going all backups.
A good chunk of our starters, are probably not even going to hit the field at all this preseason.
Yeah. So that, that's going to be something where you're going to see one strategy versus another strategy. I mean, they're a younger team. There's a team that's our team right now is kind of known already a little bit more on defense and on offense. So there's less things that really have to be figured out. If you don't have Dak in there, I wonder how the McCarthy schemes are going to look with Cooper Rush or Will Grier. That might be what we're going to be watching the most of here when it comes to the battles in the preseason game. So now let's look at the depth chart. I know it's not in the title, but let's just throw it up there, baby, because today the Cowboys roster, again, keep in mind, the first of the season, it really means diddly squat. Can we at least say that? Can we agree? The depth charts don't mean much on August, what's today's date? Now officially 8/8/23. August 8th, 20. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean anything right now when you're looking at, who's going to really start week one and other days. So when you look at the depth chart, guys, it was released today, the first one. It's the one that's, going towards the Jacksonville Jaguars preseason game. And Cowboys are in the middle of their game week preparation protocol, whatever you're going to call it, which means they usually release a depth chart at the beginning of the week. So this is really tells you that the first game's on the way. All right. Let me reiterate to everybody this again. It's the first one of the year. It means not that much, and it's also unofficial. You understand? So there's not like this is a set roster here.
Yeah, it's not set in stone.
Yeah. So again, keep that in mind, guys. But this is what they're starting with, and let's take a look at it. There it is. Quick glances on this, guys. And before I go through it in more detail, let me just go through this. Rico Dowdle is listed as the second running back here. Malik Davis, the third running back.
Okay.
You think that could be some of the maybe the fact that they were upset with him a little bit after that Niners game? I don't know. Well, he's still listed as third here. They've been pumping up Rico Dowdle, so we'll see how that goes. You look at the offensive line. I mean, the offensive line is great. I mean, you have the starters here: Tyron Smith. Tyron Smith, Tyler Smith at the guard spot, Biadish, Zach Martin listed on there, although he's not in camp, and then Terrence Steele. So we knew that already. Tight ends, Jake Ferguson right now is a starting tight end for the Cowboys with not Schoonmaker, but you have Hendershot as the number 2. So Schoonmaker is third there. So, but all that was kind of expected with the way practices have been going. Also, Israel Mukuamu, he's still listed at safety. Kelvin Joseph, interesting here, listed at corner, but specifically the nickel cornerback. So he's getting tried in a new spot here. He used to be the outside corner. Now he's getting focused on as the nickel slot cornerback. So something to watch there for Kelvin Joseph. All these things kind of line up to what we saw in OTAs and minicamp. We talked about Joseph playing a little bit of corner. Mukwamo still being listed at safety, but playing maybe a little bit of that nickel as well. We'll see how that develops. Jake Ferguson being the starter coming into the season. All these things kind of exactly what we think. But again, let me reiterate. I don't really care what this August 7th released first ever of the season depth chart means. Because not just because of the time frame, but also there's 24 starters on this list. again, on offense, we have 12 starters, and on defense, we have 12 starters. As you know, there's only 11 starters on a team, on the field at a time. So again, we have an extra an extra safety on our list here, and an extra receiver on there with the way the Cowboys are running this here. They're using 3 receivers, 2 tight ends showing on there as well. So actually we got extra receiver or tight end. So you're seeing the extra players here. It's just still really up and out. Right now it's in the open right now, and it's open for anyone to take over this spots here. This is just tentative and just the beginning. So again, not anything I would really care much about. Although, if I look at this, I mean, anything that sticks out for you, baby, on this list, when it comes to, I look at it a little bit deeper. I see Simi Fehoko behind CeeDee Lamb, and that thing's trailing off. I think he's dropping. Jalen Brooks is right behind him. I'm looking at, the fact that Deuce Vaughn, he's listed as the 5th stringer. Of course,
point. Right now he's just
in the outside looking in,
practice squad guy basically.
Yeah, Hunter Lipke as well with him there, right? So both those guys at the bottom of the pile there. John Stevens, a guy who's up and coming, up there as a 3rd stringer with Seth Green. McEwen and Luke Schoonmaker are 2nd stringers right there. So that's the offensive side of things. Cooper Rush still listed as the backup, but watch for that to also change maybe in preseason. And then on the defensive side, it's I guess you could say Hankins is the starter at defensive tackle with Osa Odigizua as a starter. Mozzie is still the backup behind Jonathan Hankins. Gallimore is also the backup with Mozzie Smith. Sam Williams behind DeMarcus Lawrence. Dante Fowler behind Dorrance Armstrong. Of course, Micah's playing a linebacker. We know he's pass rushing. My point here is, what a defense, man. We are deep, deep, deep on this defense right now. And guys like Quinton Bohanna and Chauncey Golston are 3rd stringers right now. One of those guys might have to be the cut. One of those 2. I think Bohanna probably in the lead, but he's been doing good. Chauncey Golston got to up his game. So let's see. Viliami Fehoko, the rookie. Isaac Alarcon with Isaiah Land listed as 4th stringers. Darrell Johnston as a 5th stringer there, undrafted. So you're looking at the defensive line. The linebackers, Micah and LVE, the starters, but Damone Clark is right there, right behind them. Jabril Cox is the next guy listed. Then Overshone and Malik Jefferson. Devin Harper, last year's 6th-round pick, is listed as a 4th stringer. Cornerbacks, the starting 3, Diggs, Gilmore, Bland. The next 3 at cornerback, Eric Scott is getting the spot there behind Gilmore, Nashawn Wright behind Diggs, and Kelvin Joseph as a nickel cornerback behind Deron Bland. Of course, Jordan Lewis comes back. Jordan Lewis will be there. And then, not really anything to look at there anymore when you go back. CJ Goodwin in the mix. Safeties, of course, we got our 3-headed Hydra with Donovan Wilson, J-Ron Curse, and Malik Hooker. And then you got Mukuamu, Marquise Bell, and the 3rd safety, you got to add him in this mix, Wanye Thomas. Think about that. I've got 6 solid. Wanye's playing lights out, and he's our 6th safety. And don't forget Tyler Coyle. Shit, even Sheldrick Redwine today knocked the living crap out of Bourbon, the receiver out here. So again, you're seeing all these safeties. I don't know what it is, man. Dan Quinn must give them super boost or something, because Dan Quinn coaching a safety, it's like you unlock the game, so to speak. Nothing really new with the specialists. I guess you could say special teams. Of course, Aubrey's the kicker right now. Anger is the punter. Trent Zieg is the long snapper we got from the Raiders, and the kickoff returner and punt returner, it's still Cavante Turpin. Now, behind Turpin, you have Malik Davis and then Deuce Vaughn. And as a punt returner, behind Cavante Turpin, you have Deuce Vaughn.
Which, by the way, I do think that Turpin is done well enough to hold on to his special teams job.
Yeah, right now he's looking like the star.
He's definitely the leader of that pack.
Yeah, he looks the best as well. We're not here playing favorites for Duke here. Not Duke, but Deuce Vaughn. He looks the best returner, Turpin. But Malik is the backup at kickoffs right now, and Deuce is the backup for the punt returns as of right now. Now, there's your roster. Any comments in the chat about the roster situation here, the depth chart?
Let me see. Cactus G said, fall off of the quarterbacks will be due to poor line play. Rico's just better as long as his health holds out.
Yeah, that hip.
So,
we did.
Skeptical fan said, we're stacked on defense. Veteran minimum if he wants to. Okay, no, you're responding to Kenzie Band's comment there, yeah. So, let me see here. Rolling back a little bit. By the way, have a great night, Caleb. Take it easy. Mike Aldana said, are we going to see the sun in the first preseason game? Are we going to see the star in the first preseason game for the Jags.
What do you
So,
mean, the star?
not sure.
The star.
I'm just saying, I don't know what you mean.
The starters are going to play for the Jags, but for us, no. It'll be mostly backups. I will say, Jerry Jones said he did name Michael Gallup and some other guys that are starters that will play in this game. So keep that in mind. But Dak and others, probably not. The young guys, the rookies, hell yeah, they're going to play.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it on that right now. So back to you, my love.
So let's get right to today's video, the breakdown here of the practice. Day 8. Let's open it up. Let's watch it. Let's enjoy this together. There was a plane flying around, guys. You can see here around the facility, kicking off this practice. Was weird. It was a vintage plane, and it was just circling around. It was all good. No big deal there. Just so you guys know, you'll see CeeDee Lamb walking out there in just regular plain clothes. Tony Pollard not practicing because of personal reasons today, not injury. CeeDee Lamb also, as you'll see, not in pads. As we know now, it was a day of rest for them. Ronald Jones, running back with the groin, he did not practice. Rico Dowdle, Malik Davis, Deuce Vaughn, and Hunter Lipke, a lot more work. As you see, Micah Parsons running out there, he was screaming. He was slapping five with everyone. He was loving things right now, guys. So Micah's always bringing it, and there's CeeDee Lamb, as you can see him, just no pads. Now, Brandon Aubrey had a pre-practice attempt. He went 8 for 10, really good. The longest being 50 yards. But the problem was that when you look at these last couple, he shanked them badly here, guys. Aubrey is the only kicker left. Trying to keep it that way, but again, he went 7 for 9 in the actual kicks, and they were all from 33 to 44 yards. They were not that far, not that tough. He still missed 2 out of 9. He went wide right from 43 and wide left from 44 yards. Here you're seeing some, I missed it now. Yeah, the offense here going some mojo moments on 4th and 1s. That's what they were trying to work on, a lot of short yards. The offense won all 5 of these mojo moments. Now, Schoonmaker, you'll see him on the field in a minute. His movement skills, I got to admit, his movement skills looking good out there. Here they go to Turpin for the first down. Oh, they need to get the first down. Now, these are 4th down simulations here. The offense won them all, which is interesting. Dak changing the play here. Just audibling. Same play, guys. It's just a better. I wanted everybody to see kind of what's going on before the pre-play. You see Dak changing stuff, and then the boom, the run. He saw the weakness, and then you got Malik Davis gone. Well, they're not allowed to hit, but he got the first down is the point. Now here's Schoonmaker, guys. Keep an eye on Schoonmaker. He has that foot issue. He's cutting. He's moving smoothly, looking nice. We know he can catch the ball. Schoonmaker's movement skills looking good. He has decent stop-start kind of ability right now. And it tells me, being back in his first practice, you'll see here the stop-start ability. It does not look like his foot issues are causing him any problems. I love that he's quick when he turned around. I think he's looking okay. Again, this is the first time we get to see him out there. Now here's Deuce Vaughn just getting knocked on his ass. This is what you're going to see sometimes with Deuce. He's going to get knocked around like a little pinball. He's going to lose some battles. Here he gets just overwhelmed. I mean, this is defense killing our offensive line right there. Everyone with Tyler Smith. But sometimes Deuce will slip through. Sometimes Deuce does get loose. Whoop, whoop. And he got himself a little 5-yard gain there. Maybe more if he breaks the tackle. I doubt it. What about this? I said, let's give him some pitches. Pitches, bitches. Let's go. And you got Tyron Smith going out there. You're scared. Listen, that's an easy 7 yards. He never know you can break one. He's gone. So I'm just saying, this is the way you're supposed to use Deuce Vaughn, in my opinion. So again, we're going to show the good offensive stuff first. So keep an eye on this stuff offensively. As Dak is under center, which I love to see. This time it is not a play action. It is a run to Rico Dowdle, number 23, Jordan. So you see him on a lot of snaps in these series today as well. Again, I told you guys a lot of different running backs. No Tony Pollard, no Ronald Jones, of course. So Schoonmaker out there looking good. Marquise Bell, you'll see it a little later, guys. He does get injured, but he avoided anything of consequence. He was evaluated. He walked off the field. Looked like he either banged knees with someone. He's a little ugly reverse to Gallup. I don't know why they did that one, but Marquise Bell, you'll see in a minute. He gets dinged up. It looked at his leg. It looked like he slipped. He walked off the field, was being evaluated in the tent by the doctors, and then he returned to practice and finished practice. That's a positive situation there for Marquise Bell. Again, we already lost Donovan Wilson with the calf sprain, so at least Marquise Bell was in there getting some more snaps at the end of practice.
Cactus real quick said, could you tell if Micah's right wrist was taped, the one that he jammed?
That's a great question. I didn't see it to that closeness, I guess you could say. as Gallup gets another catch. But no, I mean, I don't think it was anything of problem. They didn't even tape it. They didn't even tape it yesterday. Not yesterday, on Saturday. They didn't tape it then. So I don't think it's taped. But he could be wearing gloves. He could be wearing tape. So I don't know. That's a good question. We'll keep looking at that for you guys.
Yeah. So let me see here. Okay, so Mike Aldana said, "Are we gonna see sunshine in the first preseason game?" As in Trevor Lawrence.
Oh yeah, the old Trevor. Well,
probably not. But according
to the coach,
yes.
Doug Peterson said all the starters are playing at least one series. So we'll see. Here, you see Dak looking at Tolbert because you know why? He's going against Stephon Gilmore. Great coverage, better pass and better catch for the first down for Jalen Tolbert. Here's another angle of it. Dak's using you'll see here, guys, a lot of interesting snap count stuff. So, by the way, today was, members of the Ventura County Naval Base were at this practice. What a catch by John Stevens. You'll see a lot of him, number 49, the fourth string tight end right now. So, again, this is the play Marquise Bell gets hurt. I know this is McEwen catching the pass, but you can see, there it is right there, damn it. So, again, luckily he did come back. You see him walk off here, walk to the off the field, but he does get back for practice, the rest of practice. So, guys, very nice thing the Cowboys did. Ventura County Naval Base, Oxnard Police, and Oxnard firefighters joined, the Heroes Appreciation Day today at the Cowboys training camp. Now, you just saw the mojo moment. The offense won on all 5 fourth down chances with Dak Prescott finding Michael Gallup on a shallow crosser, Turpin on a sprint out. Cooper Rush did hit Simi Fehoko on an out, and Will Grier also hit Dennis Houston on a slant. So they were 5 for 5 with getting those first downs on our defense. Now this is wide open. Simi Fehoko. Oh no, Stephon Gilmore. You'll see it again. Stephon Gilmore, great coverage, great pass by Dak Prescott. This is probably the best pass of the day, and Fehoko fucks it. I mean, he's gonna get cut, guys. There's no way he can. I don't see him earning himself a spot in the 53. Maybe practice squad. There's a false start by Micah Parsons, or I say offsides, because of Dak Prescott's, here we go, and then he changed up the cadence a little bit. So, Malik Davis running hard. I'm just saying, this play here, watch the center, Biotish, and number 67, Brock Hoffman. Watch Brock Hoffman on this play, playing the right guard for Zach Martin. Watch him pull and meet Micah. Boom! Micah just made the tackle, basically. Made Brock Hoffman and him get into it. Now, that's what I like to see from the Lion, the hungry Lion. Yeah, sorry, Brock Hoffman. Brock Hoffman played a lot of center snaps today, trying to figure out if he's going to be our backup center. We'll see. Hoffman took some first team snaps also at right guard. He's working as the backup center, trying to find his way onto the roster. It's going to all come down to the preseason games for Brock Hoffman, number 67. He's been mauled throughout this training camp. I don't see how he can make it. So, again, you just saw the best throw of the day from Dak, that incomplete to Fehoko, who dropped it. He has to make that catch. And I just want to reiterate, there's little man Deuce there missing. You can't really block number 90, DeMarcus Lawrence, when he's outsized you that. So Deuce, Deuce Vaughn still being used as pass protection for Dak Prescott. Now here it is, boom, incomplete on this play. But you know what's more important about the incompletion here? Great job by Mukuamu. You know what's the bigger play here? You'll see it again from the ground level. Watch Mozzie Smith, number 58. He's the guy you can see 58, right? He's right there. You can see him in there, the left side of our defensive line, the left interior. And watch him go in there. Use a great move here on Biotish. Boom, move, swim, rip, sack. Doesn't matter if it's complete or not. It's incomplete. Great job by Mukuamu, but it was more about that defensive rush by Mozzie Smith against the starting center right there. Now here's where the defense starts taking over. Micah Parsons, he's ready to eat. He eats. When he's hungry, he eats, guys. And there's Micah. You'll see this from a couple different angles. Pure dominance. Micah going around Malik Davis. Nothing you can do. Ball, you can only help. And here's Tyron Smith couldn't stop him. There's a sack for Micah Parsons. Another great move here. Tyron does a better job here. It's still a sack. Doesn't matter what happened to the ball. Great defense. Malik Hooker knocking the ball away from Jalen Brooks.
How many times throughout this training camp have we said that?
A lot.
I as much as I hate to see our O-line kind of get got, love to see our defensive, players doing as well as they have.
Well, how about that right there? That's Redwine, number 36, and Mukuama almost got the pick. Here's the military heroes here for Hero Appreciation Day. So this was part of what the Cowboys had at training camp going. I'll let this run one more time as I finish a couple more of my pointers here and little notes from this practice. again, I love the fact that you guys can listen to this on the original video that we have on our channel. You'll hear Dak Prescott working on a new hard count. This was done to keep. I guess it helps both sides, guys. It helps our offense when if you can get used to this in the games, it'll help our offense take the defense, opposing defenses, and make them go off sides. And that would help us tremendously. But it's also good for the defense to learn how to not fall for these snap counts and go false starting. So again, or offsides, I should say. So again, Dak was able to get Micah Parsons to jump at least one time. The pressure was still consistent though, which tells you a lot about the defense. The defense is full blast. The defense doesn't matter if you try to slow them down. No matter how you do it, it just seems the Cowboy defense will still wreck the play. That's what's important. Now, big day in the trenches. Okay, we had a lot of great trench work there. Offensive and defensive line battles. A lot of running, as you saw, a lot of running game in this practice. Offensive line, again, far from perfect, guys. But I will say I think there were a couple better combinations of blocks and guys being used, maybe getting a little more comfortable. So maybe getting better. Of course, still need Zach Martin here. One of the best guys, Tyler Biadasz, had a really good day, except for that Mozzie Smith play there. Yeah. But as Deuce Vaughn taking the backup punt returns there. But you'll see Tyler Smith, guys, number 73. Keep watching him on here. When he did play when he played that left guard spot, which is pretty much with the number ones, domination. I mean, he knocked Wanye Thomas 5 yards backwards on a run play or two. So, I mean, Tyler Smith just out there killing it. He had a great day today. The reason why there was a lot of good running plays because they ran behind number 73, Tyler Smith. So, love to see that. He was better than everybody on our number ones on our starting team. He was our best lineman today. So that's I love to see Tyler Smith just keep doing his thing. And you don't really see him because it's trenches and he's in there. He's busting ass, kicking ass in there, guys. Linebackers, they flew to the ball. LVE and Damone Clark were playing great in these practices, and again they did it again today. Again, you see Mukuamu doing a lot of stuff out there, almost getting a pick, breaking up another pass. Mukuamu is working his way slowly into almost a little more in the rotation with the ones. So keep an eye on Mukuamu. As we said, this was going to be his breakout kind of year, I think. Now, the backup offensive lineman, where's Marco Seppian? I know he's going to agree with this. They are shitting the bed. When you get the number twos in there, it looks like a freaking circus. So it's scary, guys. There's no real depth, which is something we've been screaming about. The starting five, when they're healthy, fine. Are they going to be healthy the whole year? No. We just know it's not going to happen. So we got to get some kind of at least one or two pieces of depth in there that are reliable, because this was going to happen when you see on your screen when it's not there. Just not able to run or throw sometimes. So, but again, sometimes you got special players like Deuce in there. If he can get on this team, there's will be a reason for that. And I think that using him to the outside with the number ones here, this is a starting team, is where you'll see, Deuce catching the ball in the red zone, space. Get him out there. Get him on one-on-ones with linebackers. I don't care how short he is. He will take you to school. And that's that. So, I'm going to say number 18, Jalen Tolbert. As you saw, he had a nice tough catch there on that fourth down. He had a couple of those, and he's been doing that, stacking days like that. He's had a lot of. On Saturday, he had a nice tough catch as well against Stephon Gilmore, I think, or is it Nashawn? I don't know. He had really tight coverage. He's still making a great catch. So you got to give it to Tolbert. He's definitely staying at that 4-5 receiver spot right now. Of course, as we said, CeeDee Lamb, Pollard were not there today. They had a day off. Good news on Dorrance Armstrong. He was out for a bit, or about a week. Back on the field, number 92, and you can see him right there, guys, playing pretty good. I don't know about that play, but he's been playing pretty good, Dorrance Armstrong, setting the edge, getting the pass rush. He's listed as the other starting edge with DeMarcus Lawrence. So we got a starter back on that field. Sam Williams, though, number 54, was out there a lot, and he was also talking shit out there, talking trash, and guess what else? Backing that shit up. He would talk trash and then make the play. So Sam Williams, again, another guy I think that's going to be coming up and above and beyond what we saw from last year, and he did very well with limited snaps. So, again, Dak spreading the ball out great. Dorrance Armstrong had consecutive pressures, though, of Dak Prescott. And both of those pressures led to incompletions. Dak was only 7 of 15 in the team drills. So not a great day for Dak Prescott today. Defense all over him. Dorrance Armstrong, Micah Parsons. DeMarcus Lawrence all over him as well. He had a screen that was completely shut down because of him to Jake Ferguson. He also ran over Deuce Vaughn and stopped that play to, I think it was Ferguson or Hendershot. Either way, a lot of these plays really stop it. You're not really able to do anything today when you're on the offensive side. And when they finally got a good play off to Simi Fehoko, he drops it. Can't have that. So, again, Turpin, Deuce Vaughn, had some kickoff return duties. So did Wanye Thomas and Jose Barbon, who got rocked. He's number 14. He's the one that gets rocked by Red Wine. Now, the one thing I'll say about this, Cavante, there's number 49, John Stevens. One thing I say this is number 9, Cavante Turpin. He said this about the offense of Mike McCarthy and the difference from last year. He said, quote, guys don't have to think in McCarthy's offense. They just go out there and they play fast. So we're hearing the same thing about speed, fast, easier, simpler. All these things is exactly what we're hearing is the great thing about Mike McCarthy's offensive scheme and game plan. Now, the last thing I wanted to say here, and I'm going to throw him up on the screen here, and then I'm going to pass the mic to the wife, Luke Schoonmaker. Schoonmaker spoke today, guys. Let me move him over here to the side so you guys can see the screen as Simi drops his damn ball. But Luke Schoonmaker today did speak a little bit. So did Brandon Aubrey and Jerry Jones. But Luke Schoonmaker, he said this today, quote, it felt great to play football. I just know that this week is definitely there's going to be some positive stuff. So, great to play football, positive stuff, good to know. What's the question on this Jacksonville game? Is he going to play? He said, quote, I'm hoping I can go this weekend, but we'll see. Former Big Ten, tight end. What I'm hearing, don't expect to see Schoonmaker on that field against the Jaguars in Dallas this weekend. It's not impossible, but according to all sources, not going to happen. Not probable. Micah getting into it with Brock Hoffman. Schoonmaker, probably next week we'll see him if there's no issues with his foot. So, now that we're done with practice here, let's take a look at what Jerry Jones said with Brandon Aubrey after today's practice.
So, Jerry Jones had this to say. So, and of course, a big part of the discussion was very Zach Martin focused, right? He was kind of asked, has there been any progress with Zach Martin's contract? Jerry Jones said, not really. Surprise is really not the word there. It's very costly, and so that's where we are. Huge, significant ramifications happening here by anybody's measurement financially. So you realize that not having him here, it could happen via injury on the next play. You've got to put that one on and just say, move on here without him. You say that sounds like concern, but no. I'm just trying to give you how you really look at it.
So he's basically saying the fact that Zach Martin's not here means he's not getting injured. I mean, that doesn't make it. I don't like that. That's a Jerry Jones-isms right there. I mean, what do you think about that?
Also he keeps just referencing the whole, it's very costly,
financials,
significant ramifications and stuff like that.
We talked about it yesterday. Jerry Jones has all the cards and all the leverage on Zach Martin.
And it sounds like, just based off a lot of this language, that he's not afraid to use it. So
that's true. Now, I know McCarthy spoke earlier about the Zach Martin, not really Zach Martin, but more the situation with not having Zach Martin here.
Yeah.
How is our offensive line going to be stacked if Zach Martin's not there? What did McCarthy say?
He said, quote, unfortunately, we have a lot of different combinations. That's fortunate for young players. You'd always like to be a week or two from now set on your starting five, so we're still a ways from that. But I do like the experience that our offensive line unit is getting. The run blocking's okay. We're doing a good job.
AKA, translation means we're shit out of luck if we have to rely on the backups. That's what McCarthy is telling me. I don't know about you guys. So that's the Zach Martin. We'll check the chat here as we do our shout-outs in a minute. But we do have a little bit more from both. This guy right here, Mr. Jerry Jones, not Zach Martin anymore, as you're seeing his video back there. But we're having also the kicking question coming up here in a minute. But Jerry Jones said a couple other things. What did he say?
So he was asked, on who he's excited to watch in the Cowboys preseason opener. Right, this upcoming Saturday, like Mozzie Smith, Brandon Cooks, Gallup, Cooper Rush.
Wow, so again, Gallup will surprise me, and so did Cooks, because they're the starters, right? So they are going to get some work. Some of those starters will be in there. What about Dak Prescott, though, baby? Because he mentioned Cooper Rush. I know Mozzie, of course, he's a rookie. But I didn't hear him say Dak Prescott.
So Jerry did comment on the fact that McCarthy mentioned Dak was very unlikely to play. He said, "We can get a good feel in camp for how it's going to go when we get to the games. We'll play that by ear. Mike's going to make those calls for sure. How much actually snaps he gets in the preseason games."
Well, that tells me he's not going to be on the field for preseason. Which, that's Mike McCarthy's call. If he's saying that, that's what it means.
That's probably the right call then.
Now, I know we have one last thing to discuss from Jerry Jones's perspective and his bullshitting ways, and that is the kicking situation, baby. Right there. Poof, right in Jerry's face. So Brandon Aubrey's our kicker. We cut Vizcaino. Are we going to bring in another veteran kicker to continue this competition? Or are we just going to let him have it? We're going to wait for this preseason game. What's going down in Jerry Jones's crazy little head when it comes to the damn kicker position?
Jerry said, "We're comfortable. We're excited about what we've seen, excited about how he got here, and he's having a real solid camp. So we're very comfortable going into the season with him." I mean, I can't believe Brandon Aubrey inspires that much confidence, Jerry.
Where's the confidence coming from? From what? He made one more than Vizcaino? That's not confidence. That's freaking a nightmare right there. It's a freaking nightmare. What else did he... well, before we hear what the final comment from Jerry Jones, it's Jerry Jones's buddy, Snug X, and we know why he's here with that $10 holler live on stream. Chopping down a little bit of the Jason Renfro, stream boss right now. Snug X is in the overall lead. Overall board, Cash App board, Snug X. We know why he's here. What did he say, baby, with that $10 Cooper Rush holler?
He said, "MCW is absolutely beautiful." Thank you, Snug. Appreciate that.
See?
Much love.
You guys figured out why I married her now. She's beautiful and she knows football.
You're only with me for my looks?
Oh, baby, you love football too.
You're only with me for my football?
And your looks.
Thank
and
you.
your brain.
Good.
And your everything. You know.
Uh-huh.
There you go.
We'll let that slide for now.
Uh-huh.
But yes, anyway, thank you, Snug. Appreciate you. Much love. By the way, Jason Renfro down to 42 points.
Yeah, that's Deuce.
On that stream boss.
That's a Deuce Vaughn drop right there.
Make sure to give some love to the sponsor of the week, your Cash App King, your stream boss, your membership man, Jason Renfro.
Yeah, you know his name. He's all over the place. Much love to Jason Renfro. 42 points in the stream boss. Took the sponsor of the week from Skeptical Fan. Took the membership from the membership man, Skeptical Fan. Took the takeover, Jason Renfro. But there is a new leader in town, and his name is Snug X in the Cash App and in the overall board. Kicking off a new week, first day. We'll be back tomorrow and a couple other times this week. You'll see us around. So much love to you guys rocking it tonight here. But again, one last comment from Jerry Jones about why not getting a veteran freaking kicker, right? Got family. Should we not get a veteran kicker? Mason Crosby. Robbie Gold, he don't want to kick off. He don't want to kick 50-yarders. All right.
Yeah, so this
Can we bring a veteran guy in here?
Yeah, this is like Jerry's mindset on that.
Oh.
So he said, "Have you heard of the yips? Usually that goes with age. Aubrey's age is actually a positive. Not that a veteran player can't get a positive too."
Jesus Christ. That's the problem with Jerry Jones. You're hearing it right there in that statement. Literally, he's going to always go on the other. He's going to play the game, right? If he has a veteran kicker, he's like, well, you don't want a young guy. He's going to, he might not have that confidence. But you're going to go if we had a young guy like we do now, he's going to say, well, you don't want the old guy. They get the yips. It's always bullshit with Jerry Jones. Always. And in the end, it's just hurting the team. This is not an expensive position to figure out. It ain't about the money. It's about Jerry Jones's ignorance here. And I don't want to say ignorance. He's not ignorant. It's about his stubbornness. And maybe this is the only part of the team he has control of anymore. He lost the offensive control. Dan Quinn had defensive control. Kellen Moore gave him the offensive control. Now he has special teams, I guess. I don't know. I guess this is where Jerry Jones is drawing the line in the sand for his control. He will still control the kicking situation. Mm-hmm. And in that sense, he could kill us. That can literally kill us if it goes that way. What did Brandon Aubrey say after practice? Because he was actually asked a couple questions What did he say about being the only kicker now on the team?
He said, being a rookie, it's good to get those game-like reps under my belt, just so I'm more prepared when the game does eventually come.
You guys understand that nothing's going to change, nothing's going to happen until after the Jacksonville game. And how Brandon Aubrey does in that game will determine, I hope he does horrible, because that means that we'll have to get an actual, we're not going to cut Aubrey, we're going to just bring in an actual real kicker, have the competition, and Aubrey's going to lose. So that seems to be the direction this is going. I guess Aubrey can do a 180 and change it up and do great and, be good on this team. And, hey, there we go. But I just don't know when the bottom's going to fall out. Which week is he going to start missing, and then he's never going to get it back, being an inexperienced young kicker. So, listen, he made his first 6 attempts today before going 7 of 9. So we got a little streakiness going here. 6 in a row. Then he only made 1 out of the last 4, or 1 out of the last 3. Come on now. So to me, there's no confidence here for me. I don't know how you guys feeling. Maybe I don't know how you're feeling, but I don't like this at all. It's going to cost us a game, a playoff game, a Super Bowl. I don't know what, but it's going to cost us something.
I think the more time that goes on, heck, even him just talking, my confidence level goes down every time.
Oh, well, I'm sorry we were talking a lot today. We talked about it all here in MCF. Every piece of the puzzle, even the kicking's position. So, baby, let's hear from the chat as you kind of wrap it up, do the shout-outs and all that good stuff, as we are on the way to closing another one off here in the another Cowboys chat. What's our chat saying, baby?
Let me see. Cactus G said, what were the distances? For the field goals, I'm guessing?
He missed a 42 and a 44 today.
Okay.
Vizcaíno missed anywhere from between 30 to 46, 47. These guys are not hitting. They're not kicking them from 50 and 60 yards. I don't care what the Cowboys are telling you. And they're talking about the wind. A lot of places have wind. That's the excuse? Yeah.
Yeah, Cameron said we low-key should have kept Maher.
That's one of the things I never thought I'd say in 2023. Added to the list. I literally would rather have Maher right now. And that gives me a fear in my stomach. That tells me how fearing I am. We should just go for 2-point conversions, and let's go for it on 4th down. I don't know what to say anymore.
So, let me see here. I appreciate you, Snug. Dave Walker, what's up? And thank you, Dave. So, Asmodeus said, Jerry is selling us wolf tickets with the kicker position.
I'm telling you.
No way he can be comfortable with mediocrity.
There's no way anyone can feel comfortable seeing out what's going on. This guy never kicked in the NFL, and now he's like, I'm comfortable with him going 50% or 74%. He's doing in the whole camp. 74%, that's 32nd last year in the NFL. Please. Jerry, stop being dumb. Get your head out your ass and go get Mason Crosby. If you don't like Gold not kicking off and not hitting anything longer than 50. I'm kind of good with that. You know what that means? That means that I don't know if I'm good with the kickoffs, but I'm good with the 50 yards because that means we're not going to be kicking no 55-yard stupid fucking field goals and missing them and then giving the other team the ball in our middle of the field. We don't want that either and hurting our defense. So, get somebody who just kicked from 50 yards and in. I'm good with that. We thought that'd be Aubrey at least. Nope, can't do that.
I know. So, Aaron Hook chatters. Cameron, Cactus G, much love. He said, Maher embarrassed himself in front of this team. He doesn't have the cojones to try here again. I just think that even if he came back and he'd have some good games and then he'd slip up and then he gets talk about the yips. And that guy, Maher ain't that old. He's not like a totally experienced NFL veteran. He is much more experienced than Aubrey, who's played soccer, MLS soccer. And Notre Dame as well, soccer. And then played 2 years at USFL and has like 30 kicks to his name. So, let me see here. Kind of rolling through, doing some final shout-outs here of the night. Of course, guys, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Follow us anywhere and everywhere at MyCowboysFamily.
Yeah.
Let me see. Cactus G, Dave Walker, Snug X, of course, much love. Asmodeus, Burn Bar representing.
Burn.
Orion Files, hello.
Yeah.
Oh, very funny, Burn Bar.
Aaron Hook
said
said
Cowboys, much love.
Aaron Hook chatter said Crosby, and again, he connection with McCarthy. He's a free agent. Why not bring him in? I'm not hearing him about having any issues from distance or not wanting to kick field goals like Robbie Gould. So bring in Crosby, but no, not yet. McCarthy and him must have had an issue when they were together.
So, Jumps and Cowboys, much love. Mike Aldana. We have, of course, Snug X.
You know why he's here.
Lost in translation. I'm just trying to make sure I get through all the shout outs here. James Hurd, Kenzie Bars, Kenzie Bands. Frank Moyer, skeptical fan, always staying skeptical.
Yeah.
Mike Aldana, much love. Cactus G in the place to be. And, yeah, it's as far back as I can go. So, Aaron Hook Chatters. You see, I think, that's
And
everybody here.
I'm going to shout out a couple people.
Shout out.
A couple other last shout outs here before we say goodnight. The people that dropped the love kicking off the new week here from above. Jason Renfro, the dominator, has all four sides of this board. Dwayne Broussard pre-streaming it. Skeptical fan gifting it. Calvin Richard. Snug X. You know why he's here. Much love to Snug X. All these guys have jumped on that board here kicking off a new week, and we appreciate all you guys. Cannot do this without your love and support with the likes, with the comments in the chat, with the drops of love from above, memberships, gifting, all that stuff. Truly cannot say enough about that. You guys are the best. Now, I want to remind you a question, baby. I want to ask you a question. Why the hell do we do this each and every day here in My Cowboys Family?
Is it that navy blue?
Yeah.
That silver too?
Hell yeah.
That star over everything?
Forever. Win, lose, or draw. Good, bad, or ugly. Here on this channel, we're always repping this star over everything. And for 6+ years now, 7 years and beyond, in our 7th year, never forget My Cowboys Family on YouTube. Don't forget the number one thing here now and forever. As always, say it loud, say it proud, say it with us. Go Cowboys! Let's get that 6 and beyond. Thank you all for dropping the knowledge in the chat all night long. Cannot do that without you. Cannot have the experience here at MCF without you guys doing your thing in there. And also can't do this as long as we do. An hour and a half today, talking Cowboys, getting revved up for the season, dropping the drops of love from above, the help to the channel, the support. Can't do this without you guys. Baby, on that note, it is time to clock out. Drop out for the night. Relock and reload. Tomorrow, another full padded hitting practice in Oxnard for the Cowboys. We'll bring the videos all day. We'll be hopefully going live tomorrow. It could be some stuff going down, but we'll try to go live tomorrow to wrap up. If we don't wrap it up, well, Wednesday's a day off. Maybe we sign Zach Martin, but either way, we'll be definitely live on Wednesday. And, another practice Thursday. You know how this thing goes, guys. Game on Saturday. Cannot wait, guys. Thank you for rocking with us. And, baby, before we can officially drop out for the night, what do I got to do? What do we have to do before we drop out of here?
We got to drop the beat.
Beat dropped. Thank you all for rocking with us here on another week. We're like almost on 300 weeks of My Cowboys Family here. I mean, really up to closer to 350 weeks, but 300 weeks basically of the champions over here, membership-wise, the sponsor of the week board, Cash App, all that stuff. Man, you guys have been rocking it for a while with us. Can't do this without each and every one of you guys for the experience. Drop them if you got them, by the way. You're in the membership at any level. Drop your emojis right now. And remember, remind those Eagle fans out there, I see one or two that are kind of smart. Frank Moyers and such, LTs. Remind them, though. Most of them don't know that 5 is always greater than 1. Hell yeah. You know it. Another one in the books, though, here on My Cowboys Family. Training camp, day 8. Another chat. Talked about it all here in MCF, guys. And couldn't have done this without your guys' interaction, your thoughts, your comments. The wife, all of us here. Coming together, repping that navy blue silver and that star over everything. The number one thing here in My Cowboys Family. Much love to everyone here joining us for the channel. The lovers, the haters, the OGs, the new Gs. Thank all of you for being here, hanging with us for just, an hour, 90 minutes, hour and a half, 2 hours sometimes. The My Cowboys Family. Game day reactions on the way on Saturday. The news, info, updates, and videos coming tomorrow. And for the rest of this training camp, guys. And hopefully for that road to 6 and beyond. Have a good night, everyone. Stay safe. Peace out. See you tomorrow. Oh, yeah. And never, ever forget. Go Cowboys!
Monk on the beat. Monk on the beat.